Hey guys, what's going on? Megan here, back in the kitchen that started it all. Guys, I'm back from the hibernation, back from my yearly summer hibernation, and I have 5 good news for you guys. Well, actually, 4 good news, 1 bad news. Let's get straight to the point for those of you guys who haven't been keeping in touch with me through inbox. Remember, whenever I take my long hibernation breaks, I'm still inboxing, I'm still replying to some messages, sometimes in the comment section, but mainly by inbox. Always talking back and forth with the loyal subscribers. But for those of you guys, who have not updated yet, pretty much 4 good news, 1 bad news, right? Good news number one, finally, I only have 3 more semesters to go, right? So 1 more semester to complete my finance degree, and then 2 more semesters after that to complete the management degree, right? So in 3 semesters, really roughly about a year, I'll have my 5 degrees out of the way, and I'll be good as far as school is concerned. Now I know I said I was gonna probably do an MBA, but I'll cross that bridge when I get there, right? So that's good news number one. Finally, I'm almost done with the last 2 degrees, right? Good news number two is I am returning to bodybuilding. For those of you guys who don't know, since 2013 was really the last year where I was really focusing on bodybuilding as far as, being consistent in and out of the gym, diet wise, the channel, things like that. For those of you guys who are not aware, especially the new subscribers, after 2013, I pretty much started taking a break because I had to focus on the more urgent things. Again, I was, my daughter was born. I was dead in the middle of finishing the first 3 degrees, on top of paying for school, doing the stuff that I normally do. Pretty much, it took too much of my time. So I had to turn down a few things. Also, my brother came. You guys remember my brother came from Africa, so I had to mentor him. Long story short, I had too many things going on. So right after 2013, that's when I pretty much took a break from Bible. And I was like, hey, you can't chase too many rabbits at once, right? You don't want to be a jack of all trades and master of none. So I had to turn the volume down on certain things and crank it up on other things, right? And it's also when I started studying stocks around 2014, 2015. So that also came in. So good news number two is now that I'm almost close to the end, I can finally go back into full-blown bodybuilding. Now, not full-blown, but as far as the meals are concerned, eating again, because the main thing that stopped, the gym didn't really stop, right? I was still going to the gym, still training. Instead of doing the usual 1 to 3 hour workouts, I was doing 1 hour workouts. Instead of training 4 times a week, 5 times a week, I was training twice a week. So pretty much the gym was always there. It's just the nutrition sucked ass, right? I was always under eating, and I made a video about that. My testosterone levels went downhill. I went and got checked. Doctor was like, what the hell? Your stress levels are too high. You're not eating enough. Long story short, I was like, you know what? One day I get back on the horse as far as eating enough and optimizing everything else, and that's good news number two. I'm finally on the track to going back to the way I was in 2013 as far as going in the gym at least 3-4 times a week, and most importantly eating and sleeping. Right? No, I'm no longer sleeping for 5 hours. Now I'm actually getting 6 to 7 hours of sleep a night. So pretty much things are starting to cruise back, right? Because now obviously the school burden is going down. I'm done with the stock research, so now I get to focus on other things, right? So I'm going back to the things that didn't really matter at first, but now I have time to focus on, which is again bodybuilding. Guys, remember, guys, it will always be my passion. It will always be my passion is to lift weights and most importantly chase that goal that will probably never reach, but it's worth chasing, which is to be 200 pounds, at least 10% body fat. Again, it's almost impossible to do naturally. Remember, guys, I started at 140 pounds, right? I was 140 pounds. I'm now 220, way over 20% body fat. So my goal is to be 200 pounds, 10% body fat. I know it sounds crazy, but again, I like setting high goals. As you can tell, right, I'm accomplishing one goal after the other. So, but like I said, I put on the back burner because that wasn't really too important. It wasn't a goal that was going to help me financially. It wasn't really going to help my kid. It was just a vanity goal. That's why I was able to put on the back burner. But now that I'm almost done with school, I can actually go back to training again. So be on the lookout. I might start doing training footage again. Pretty much you're going to start seeing the stuff that used to happen back in the days. So that was good news number two. Good news number three is I took advantage of this hibernation period to also develop the book. So the Nucleus Overload book, yes, is about 90% complete, right? Last thing now is just to edit, things like that. And like I said, it'll be up for sale soon. And I mentioned that in videos before I took the break. Don't worry, we already talked about what the book is going to talk about, what the content is going to be. It's not going to be too much stuff, but I'm going to pretty much focus on Nucleus Overload, how I got there, the stories, and it'll be up for sale whenever it's ready. Again, it's taking a huge chunk of my time. You know, it's gonna be the first book I ever wrote, so taking a huge chunk of my time. But I'll get back to you guys. So that's the third good news. The book is almost done, or about 90%. Fourth good news is I've been looking at my inbox, guys. I'm still getting a lot of questions on stocks, because again, that's what I've been doing for the last 2 years, you know, and it ultimately changed my life. That's also why I've been, you know, missing in action. And I'm finally gonna start revealing a lot of the secrets to you guys. Again, I didn't want to reveal too much at first, because again, guys, this is stock trading. This is money we're talking about here. This is stuff that 95% of people fail at, right? So when you finally part of the 5% that actually crack the code, it's not stuff you want to reveal to the public, simply because, one, people don't value free information, right? When they learn something for free, they think, oh yeah, easy. They don't see the blood, sweat, and tears that went into acquiring that information. And two, I didn't want the wrong people having that information. Can you imagine going through years of research and learning, finally cracking the secret of the stock market, losing all that money in the process, all that time and effort, and just revealing that to the trolls and the naysayers? That's not happening. So, like I said, that's why before I only showed you guys like the big picture, because I still wanted to help the ones, you know, who are deserving of that information. But now I'm going to find a way to get it out to you guys so that everyone benefits. I found out that eventually there's no way to eliminate, you know, to stop the trolls from getting that information. Because that's one thing I thought about. I was like, man, I'd be fucking damn if I learned all these secrets and I'm just going to give it out to all the people that fucking betted against me and fucking, you know, were just trolling on the top. But I realized that by trying to keep the information from them, I was also keeping the information from the true subscribers, the ones who are actually supporting me. So eventually, I'm gonna start making a lot more stock videos. I might do an ebook, a free ebook, but not sure about it yet, because again, that depends on how much time I have. So that's good news number 4. I'm gonna start revealing a lot of the secrets that I was holding back from you guys. And that's the 4 good news. The bad news is, it's not really bad news. The bad news is I still have 3 semesters to go. So my time is not gonna be optimized, right? It's still not going to be like back in 2012, 2013 when I had nothing to do but just work my 4 jobs and come home and make videos all night, you know, because school was not too challenging at the time. I was only doing the first 3 degrees, so it wasn't a big deal. But now, this is Virginia Tech we're talking about here. You know, the workload is insane. Daughter's getting bigger, so she requires a lot more time from daddy. So time is still, you know, time is still scarce. So that's the bad news is, don't expect to have 3 videos a day like I used to. I'll try on days like today, but you know, don't expect it to be full blown. So pretty much 4 good news, 1 bad news. Again, quick recap. Good news number 1, other than the fact that I'm back, of course. But good news number 1 is, again, almost done with school. Good news number 2, back into bodybuilding. Good news number 3, almost done with the book. Good news number 4, stock information coming your way. By the way, if you're new, make sure you go back and catch up to the first 2 videos I made on the subject, because I'm going to try to go a lot faster. And of course, the bad news is I'm not 100% back, right? It's probably going to be maybe 2-3 videos a day. I'll try to aim for 2-3 videos a day, at least 2 hours of my time getting back to you guys. Remember, guys, the goal is to always be, to my subscribers, the person I never had, right? The fact that I never had somebody to actually show me the way, so I had to learn everything the hard way. You know, the fact that because of complications in my family, I didn't have that daddy advice, and I didn't have that big bro advice. I relate with anybody who's in those same shoes, right? I really hate to have you guys learn the stuff that I learned the hard way, right? So let's reduce that learning curve and stay tuned for more videos. Glad to be back, guys. Comment below the next 3 videos that I'm making after today. In fact, after this video, the next 3 videos I'm making is going to be based on the questions I get the most in the inbox, but mainly in the comment section. Don't forget, the videos, that's from the comment section. The messages I get in my inbox, I just reply to it. Right? So if you want me to make a video on something, comment below. Make sure you write video question before you comment, so I can write it down and copy and paste it. And that's about it. Like, subscribe, stay tuned.